a small collection of late woodland artifacts from Devil's Lake, Michigan. I want to begin by thanking my friend Jordan Lubin for sharing these artifacts with me. The artifacts I'm going to show you and talk about here come from the Devil's Lake area in the southern part of Alpena County. Judging from these few artifacts, it's easy to determine that they are late woodland in origin. This means they are between 500 to 1400 years old. As the middle woodland period drew to a close, there developed significant changes in pottery production and styles, as well as in projectile point styles. I have determined the age based on the style of the two projectile points which Jordan sent me, and also upon the type of pottery that was located at this site at Devil's Lake. The first point I want to show you is called a Alpena style point, and typically this is a triangular point which varies in length. It has no notches. Looking at it clearly shows on a shaft it would certainly be deadly. While in most cases it is fairly easy to ascertain the prehistoric period it was made in, the way a point is notched or fluted tells us a great deal. A notch can be straight in, angled up, or angled down, and these all speak of the technology and culture of when the particular point was made. The Alpena point was made in the late woodland, but also appeared in other periods besides the late woodland. Pottery, also easy to date, when found in conjunction with pottery, it is fairly easy to determine the period that it was created in. In the case of this Alpena point from Devil's Lake, I can say with pretty much certainty that it is late woodland, judging from the associated pottery with it. This point is a perfect specimen, expertly crafted. It is wafer thin. The workmanship shows that its maker was an expert in crafting stone. This measures 1.5 inches long. This appears to be manufactured from Bayport tabular chert, meaning the people who lived at Devil's Lake had conducted trade with the people who lived near where this chert is native, which is in the Thumb area of Michigan. This next piece is common on village sites and is known as a duckbill scraper or knife due to its shape. I personally have found many of these in the Oscoda area. These seem to be the most common around the hearth, and they were quite likely used in the preparation of food. This duck-billed scraper appears also to be of Bayport chert, but the blotchy appearance indicates that it was near the surface of the chert nodule or ball. Bayport chert is of two types, tabular or slab, and as a ball concretion. The ball type has a tan-colored outer skin, also called the cortex. The piece I'm showing you here is a functional tool made from a waste piece of chert left over from the production of other tools of a more definite style and shape. This has edges on two sides which shows reflaking to sharpen the edges. This would have been used as a knife which would not have been hafted onto a handle. I call them finger knives because they were held between the thumb and the first finger for use. It is hard to tell exactly what this one is made from, but quite likely the outer cortex of Bayport indicates that it was probably a Bayport chert nodule. This next piece is really quite unique. It is without a doubt a knife, probably was attached to a bone or wood handle, and this was not an arrowhead or a spear point, which is attested to by the offset dorsal ridge and napped or flaking along one edge only for cutting. This piece measures a full 2 inches in length. The stone it was made from is without a doubt Bayport nodular chert. As you look at it, you can see a circular pattern to the stone, a characteristic of nodular chert. Also, the bottom edge is rounded and is the outer cortex of the nodule. Uniquely, this may have also been used as a pendant worn around the brave's neck. Notice the small round hole. I doubt that this was drilled and quite likely was naturally occurring. Nevertheless, I doubt that the man who made this did not make use of that hole to suspend the piece. While nicely crafted into a distinct style, its workmanship is nowhere near as perfect as that of the Alpena point that I showed you earlier in this video. This next piece would likely be overlooked by most artifact hunters, and it is a credit to Jordan for having seen it amongst the thousands of cast-off chert flakes. By the way, a glance shows the circular banding in this stone, which again indicates this was made from Bayport nodular chert. This artifact would have been used on a handle or would have been hafted, with this edge that I'm showing you now being used for scraping and cutting. This has very obvious indents on both sides where it would have been attached to its handle, much as notching was used on an arrowhead. This, in my estimation, was quite a remarkable find. The remainder of these pieces are flakes from tool production and were cast-offs as unusable material. Depending on the occupation size of any given site, there can be literally thousands and thousands of such flakes to be found. I recall working at the old Vanetton Creek site in Oscoda about 20 years ago now, and I carefully uncovered a tool production area where you could, thanks to how the flakes fell, clearly see the outline of where the worker sat, and that he sat with his legs crossed. It was very interesting indeed. And in closing this brief piece, I'd like to again thank Jordan for sharing these artifacts with me so that they can be put in my bookcase museum collection. And thank you all for stopping by and taking a listen. I will be doing more videos of some of the artifacts that Jordan sent me in this most recent package, because there are some really quite remarkable pieces there. Thanks for stopping by.